we doing? I'm so excited that y'all are here. Welcome to part one of what has happened in Blacksburg since I chatted with you guys last, which was November. So that is pretty crazy. I am super excited that y'all are here. I'm really excited about this project. I hope that it blesses you guys and that you get a little glimpse as to what NLCF has been doing and how the Lord has been moving in the spaces we've been in. So sit back, relax, maybe get a thing of popcorn. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I just have my journal here with a whole bunch of notes. So we're just gonna use those and just go for it. So let's just get started. Okay, so starting off with December. So December, we ended up doing a sermon series called Proclaim, which was essentially us mentioning how, yes, Jesus has come, but also he's coming back again. And so how can we proclaim that good news with the people around us in Blacksburg and, elsewhere as we're going home for winter break? And so that was a really fruitful series. I was fortunate enough to be able to do a snapshot during that time, which is essentially a synopsis of how we've been seeing the Lord moving either in the semester or the year or more broadly just in our lives overall. And so I talked about my first semester here as an intern and some of the many blessings I've seen in just being able to cheer on people during intramural soccer. So if you want to see that snapshot, I will put it in a link in the email or somewhere. But if you want to check it out, you can just hear a little bit of some of the takeaways I had from the fall. We ended up also having some study hours. We were fortunate enough to open up our space at the loft to just anybody interested in finding a quiet spot. And so that was very much a big blessing that we could do. And we were just preparing for 2026. So we were wrapping up the year. We ended up having some movie nights kind of just to help with the stress of finals. But ultimately, it was just straight ahead for the new year. So that was December. Then we head into January, which January students are back. We're super excited. There is a lot going on. There ends up being, families are starting back. We end up having our leadership committee meetings starting back, but the winter weather just has us in a pickle because we literally can't leave our homes. So we end up doing basically everything online for the first 2 or 3 weeks, but the weather couldn't hold us in for too long, so we had way too many exciting things in store. So we ended up doing some prayer tabling. We ended up doing a Super Bowl chili cook-off. That was in February. Everything is mixing up in my brain. But it was just a great way for us to get connected, not only to the people that are already in our circle, but just in Blacksburg at Virginia Tech in general. So that was a really big blessing. The weather couldn't keep us down for too long because we were back in business and we were really excited to just get to moving. February comes, we ended up doing a Valentine's Day event. One of my favorite things that we have done and we will continue to do over the course of the semester is good old chicken and waffles. So essentially we go downtown. We will start at 10 p.m., which is pretty late, but we will do that from 10 to about midnight. We're just downtown. We have some good old Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets and some Eggo waffles. We'll combine them for a great little sweet treat and just be there to tell people that Jesus loves them, be able to answer any questions that they have. And yeah, that's been really fruitful. The last time we did it was in February and it was so cold, but it was a really great time. We had a lot of really great conversations. People came up, were asking about our church in general. People were shocked to find out that everything was free. That was the big thing that kept circulating was, how much do we owe you? Why are you doing this? And so it's just really nice to be able to give the response of, we just want to be out here because y'all are awesome and Jesus loves you and we want you to know that. So Chicken and Waffles has been a really great hit. We're having one come up in just like a week or so. And so that'll be really great to continue the semester. We also started off with Coffeeholic hours. So I really wanted to have an outlet just for students to hang out regardless of what family they're in. So in our collegiate sector of our church, we have a family that meets on Tuesdays and we have a family that meets on Wednesdays. In my heart, I really wanted for the families to be connected in a more deeper way. And so I started to offer Coffeeholic hours, which Coffeeholics is a coffee shop. You probably gathered that based on the name, but it is a coffee shop that is literally right next to campus. And so that is a time on Mondays where I'm able to hang out with students from 9 to 12. It's been so amazing. I've really enjoyed it. It's typically had at least 6 students per time, and so it's been really great to see the two families get to spend time with one another, get to know each other, and also I get to hang out with them, which I think they're all amazing. So Coffeeholic Hours has been a really fruitful time, a really big blessing in my life, and that has been going on since January. So that has been really great. We then had our Ash Wednesday service. That was another big thing that we did in February. So that was just a really great way for both our generation side of our church and our collegiate to be able to meet and to be able to just start the Lent season together. It was a really beautiful moment, a time for us to reflect and to kind of start preparing ourselves for the season of Lent and the mindset of just recognizing what Jesus has done for us. And so we were able to do that in February as well. And now it's March. And so that means that it is spring break time, which means, oh my gosh, I didn't even say. So we ended up also having intramurals. Intramurals are basically happening all semester, anytime, because there's a lot of options for you to choose. We ended up having an intramural basketball team and an intramural water polo team, which I am actually the worst at. But it was a whole lot of fun. Great way for, once again, students just to be able to connect. And we're always trying to find ways to be missional, even if it's inside of a pool at the gym. So intramurals, another great thing we were able to continue throughout the semester. And so yeah, that is a quick little recap from December to March. Now you can hop over to the next video where it's all things spring break related. Thoroughly had a great time on this trip. So I'm excited for you guys to be able to listen to what happens in that week. So thank you guys for listening to part 1. Hop over to part 2 if you want. It's gonna be a really great time, and we'll see you there. Okay, bye guys.